So, who are you and where are you from?
All right, I'm Emma, and I'm from Stanford.
My name's Han. I'm from Stanford as well.
All right. And so, Stanford, you mean university?
Yep.
All right. And what do you study there?
I study math.
I study international relations.
All right. And has the climate changed much since you were a kid?
I think one thing for me, what I remember, I grew up in Los Angeles, and definitely in high school we started getting a lot more fires. And there'd be days where you'd go to school and just see the sun like completely red, and we wouldn't be allowed to go outside. So that's something that like I've definitely noticed.
Yeah, so I'm from Northern California, and so the same thing with fires in high school. The other thing that I remember as a kid is I was born into the drought, and I remember that we, like for most of my childhood, never got rain, and I had these really pretty yellow boots that I wanted to wear, and I never got to wear them because by the time that it actually rained, I'd grown out of my really pretty yellow rain boots. And I remember being very upset about that.
And what about these days? Do you worry much about the climate? And if so, on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you put yourself? 10 being the most concerned.
I'd say I don't think about climate change necessarily every day, probably more so like every other day. But I am severely worried about the climate, probably on a 10 or 9. But not enough to stress myself out enough every single day thinking about it.
Yeah, I'd say similar. It's not something that's on my mind constantly, but there's definitely reminders. I guess most recently it's been like the crazy rain or the drought also growing up. And so I'd say, yeah, it's not on my mind every day, so probably an 8 or a 9.
Wow. And then finally, what about the future? Are you optimistic or pessimistic, and is there anything we can do about it?
I'd say I'm pretty pessimistic with the fact that a lot of people just don't recognize that climate change is in existence, or just completely denying that it's in existence. And I don't know like what change could possibly be made if there's a significant like population of people that just don't believe anything's wrong.
I am personally pretty optimistic, actually. I think that there's a lot that we can do, and there's a lot that we are doing, and we're seeing things change. We're, for the first time, renewable electricity, I believe the stat is renewable energy grew at a faster pace than fossil fuel energy this year for the first time ever, which is a really big turning point, and we're seeing a lot of good movement. I think that to not have hope is damning yourself before you even try.
Very good. Wow, that's great to hear from a couple of Stanford students. Thank you very much here on the 15th in San Francisco. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you.